Hey, lovelies. Thank you for tuning in. I wanted to share this because there's two things. So number one, as you guys all know, that I posted that my eyebrow looks horrible, but who cares? But anyways, somebody went in my car a couple weeks ago, and I know they did, and I know who did it. It was on a Thursday, and Friday, I went to go take care of some business. I was on the highway, went downtown Sacramento. I left from my destination, and all of a sudden I noticed this car following me. But then I thought, okay, they're not really following me. They're probably going the same direction I was. So from downtown to Rancho Cordova, which is about, I don't know, 20 minutes, 30 minutes away. So as I got the freeway, I know I was low on gas, but I was like, okay, I'm going to check my mail. And then I'll go get gas and go back home. But someone told me, don't go to Rancho. Just go straight, back to my destination. But, I didn't listen. So I went on my way. I got off the highway. I turned, made my right turn. And then I made another turn. And then all of a sudden, with no warning, my car dies, right? And so it was to the point that I could have got in an accident. It felt like I heard a zap, like a zoop, and then I heard like a thump, like on my foot, like on the pedal, on the gas pedal. So then I thought, okay. Then the car that followed me from downtown Sacramento to East Sacramento, they had passed me up and parked, at the church, which is across, next door to the post office. And they sat at a distance because it's like there's plenty of parking. They could have sat in the front or parked in the front and went in the church, which they were there. And I believe there was some light-skinned chick, right? I didn't see her thoroughly, but it's a light-skinned chick. So anyway, so my car dies. Nobody at the post office. Saturday night, right? Or evening. I remind you the next day I had an appointment with, to get a property. And I didn't want to cancel, but I should have because I wasted my money taking Lyft way over there. And I didn't get the place anyway. But that's either here or there. And I believe they did that to hinder me, whoever did it. So, and I do believe there's a tracking device. And I know there is because when I didn't have my phone with me, they were like, there's people right there following me. Walmart, Target, everywhere I go, they're there. And even if I turn my phone off, so let's say happy speaking, they're there. If I turn it on, the GPS, you see the blue dots, you see my dot, and then you see the other person's dot, like right next to me. You know what I mean? I'm pretty much tech savvy, but it's like, well, who got time to really be looking at this shit? You know what I mean? So anyway, long story short, so I got a tow. And I'm like, fuck, you know what I mean? Because I have a budget, right? I got to get my place. Of course, there's a deposit. Then I got to get shit out of storage or pay for storage. Get moving expenses. I have stuff I threw out. I had to, get more accessories for myself and my child. And so it's a lot of stuff. So, and yes, I am penny pinching. I don't spend like how, how people think. I could hold on to $1 for a very long time. So anyway, so I got a tow. I towed it to my destination. I contacted this online mobile mechanic. It's yourownmechanic.com, something like that. I got a diagnostic. They said camshaft sensor. I thought, wow, great. Like the sensor was because it's right by the alternator, and that's where whoever came in my car in January fucked up my shit. They did it again in March as well. They had messed up the connector to the alternator, and I have pictures that you see on my community tab. So long story short, as soon as the car didn't start, the battery was very low. I'm like, damn, I just bought a battery last year, right? So long story short, the mechanic said, he had all these codes. We only put one code on the diagnostic sheet. Because I want to know what those codes were. So he said, oh, it's your engine, You didn't get to rebuild. I said, well, how much is that going to cost? It's like close to $3,000. I'm like, fuck. But, these people are doing this to hinder me financially. Everybody in Sacramento knows everybody. And I'm pretty sure they say I'm famous because everywhere I go, they even have an alias. They say, oh, yeah, your name is very unusual. It's an alias, it's a common name. So I already know what's cracking. So anyway, long story. I'm pretty sure my picture went up. And I'm pretty sure these property managements, they put the bolo, be on the lookout, on me probably. So anyway, so long story short, then I get it towed to this mechanic that I normally used to go to. And I remember this dude, they have multiple children, think he's a rapper. He said, oh yeah, well, I'll get, who's your mechanic, this, and that, blah, 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 my car's done, da, da. And I'm thinking, kind-hearted, okay, well, my mechanic I used to know for over 20-some years is XYZ. But then I forget, after the fact, that the dude told me he has a relative who's a mechanic. I said, oh, okay, all right. So, long story short, I told my car to this mechanic I know, well, they had changed over ownership, but this, two people are still the same. And the first time I went there, they knew about my mom's death. I'm like, damn, like, I don't even talk to you like that. And they're actually acting weird. And then this time, I got my car towed because they told me, one guy said, okay, just bring it, Friday, da 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 da. I got it towed there. Another expense. And then one of the guys was like, why you bring your car here? Why? Da da da, we can't fix your car. I'm like, damn, like, what the hell? Like, what's all this attitude for? Oh, I didn't say that though, but all of a sudden. And I said, okay, they got to him, which is that dude, because I know he did, because I'm the one who told him about that place. So he probably lied and said, oh, yeah, she's under investigation, because, he's crazy. He's insane. And he's part of the people who are stalking me. And I see him on my phone. It says Florin, California. It could be that or my family, granted. And their friend works for the property management who gives out information on tenants and shit like that. Bet. So anyways, that same night, I had to get somebody else to tow my car back to my destination. That's another expense. And the battery by the time had died. And one guy told me it's the electrical, it's when they probably, cut the wiring, whatever they did, under the engine, whatever they did. And plus two, they dismantled my air filter, the alternator, fucked around with my brake fluid top. It did all kind of shit, right? People are insane. They're mentally ill. Granted, that whole area. That's why I believe that's why they had those people under so-called it's a government study, because the Sacramento County mental health department has a contract with this apartment management, and they place people in apartments, and I'm pretty sure they have those hidden cameras watching those mentally ill patients. And not even that, are residents. Not even that, the girl who assaulted me, who lived next door, I believe stole my identity with my family, wasn't supposed to be there anyway. She was being observed. She's off the hook, unstable, for real. So, long story short, I got my car towed, and I was like, damn, how am I going to do this? So, I towed it again. That's the fourth tow, as you guys saw in one of my pictures, to this mechanic shop. And they said they can't get it started. They don't know what's going on. Da, da. They said there's no air getting to the engine. I guess the third and fourth, I think, whatever cylinder it is. And then I'm like, okay, well, could it be the catalytic converter? Because oftentimes when there's air in there, because somebody was under my car, I heard somebody when I was in the North Highlands tamper with my damn car. Oftentimes there's no air in the catalytic converter. It can, cause, engine failure as well. I know that part. I'm not a mechanic, but, And then I asked him, how about the PCM, which is the computer, because I told the mechanic shop that I did hear a zap, like somebody zapped my car, like remote control, because then all of a sudden Siri comes on, which I don't have Siri, and then if I did, it's disconnected, but that doesn't mean anything. But I have Siri, but Siri came on the dash on the radio. I'm like, what the fuck? So I already know what kind of is going on. So, and besides, somebody went in my car in Walmart and tampered my shit, and the Sacramento Sheriff Department refused to assist me to get that video footage. Talk about, well, if you notice anybody in the video, you might hurt somebody. I'm like, what? I never heard of that before. No, because they're the ones who went in my car, and it's supposed to be the detective. He was upset, when I requested, it's about he's on his way to come meet me, and he never did. He passed me up in an unmarked car. That's another story. But anyway, long story short. So now they said the car won't start, this, that, and the other. Then I suspect there is a wiring problem. Of course, two people told me it's probably the engine, but they get more money out of the engine versus the wiring, in my opinion. And so at this point now, I think I'll have to just get rid of that car. I love my car. It was a strong car. Nothing was wrong with it, except for oil and minor maintenance. They've been fucking with my car so bad because they're so jealous. You understand me? They're jealous, envious, and they want to see me struggle or pay out more. But I seen that broad who I got a restraining order against, in the area where I'm at the Food Max, in the parking lot, like facing like the street. I get to see the cars were coming by, whatever, and I saw her. At one point, I'm like, okay, should I hair wrap on? I guess to portray that she's me, because I still wear hair wraps every now and then. But she was driving a BMW. I was like a blue BMW or something like that. But I drove by so fast I couldn't really make out the car. But I think it was a BMW. And she was in the area where I'm at. So why are you way over here and you live in the ghetto? You know what I'm saying? And I believe she was part of it that came into my part that where I'm at and the apartment management, because they're on my phone. Every now and then it'll say North Highlands and it will show the location. I have everything. And then at one point they'll show me in Elk Grove at this nursing facility. I'm like, what? I can see everything. Even last night or early this morning, they showed me up in El Dorado Hills in somebody's backyard, I guess by the pool, and I have the address. I said, people are something else. I guess they're nervous because they've been doing kind of fraud. They've been hacking my shit. And it has to do with that Stingray device and who they give these people access to, hacking and following and harassing, unwittingly citizens, which put people at risk. You know what I'm saying? And all in all, it's because, number one, they're jealous. Number two, because of my inheritance. And I believe there is a will. My mom was not irresponsible in that way. And I know what happened. And I know what was told to me. And I had everything came to fruition for what I thought was going on or I suspected. And it was told to me right in front of my face. It's like MK Ultra basically to them, I guess. I don't know. But, all the poisoning in my food and my drinks, me and my son, and nobody says a fucking word. But like I said, it's going down. I'm putting liens on people. I'm trying to tell you, you fucked with my car. You made me have to come out of pocket. Okay, granted, fine. That's okay. But you can't keep me down. You can't. And I'm glad I'm able to do what I need to do. Oh, another thing. Somebody yesterday, and I didn't go nowhere yesterday, right? I was just chilling, doing my paperwork and, getting shit together and paying some bills. Well, I already paid majority of my bills already. I'm pretty much caught up, so thank goodness. Oh, I swear. Oh, and my credit's going back up, my credit score, because I was going through it. So, and people always say, oh, your credit score got to be X, Y, Z. That doesn't mean anything. People can have a high credit score and still fuck up your shit. You know what I'm saying? But long story short, so I was at my destination, my hideout, basically. And I was just chilling, going through my bills, everything else, whatever. And then, or my mom's estate stuff too. And lo and behold, somebody tried to use my Cash App card at a 7-Eleven, and I believe it had to be in my town because I had went 2 weeks ago to the 7-Eleven to get some funds to get my car towed, and it's the same exact amount. I was like, so I got this alert on my phone, and I'm like, what the heck? So I'm looking at it, but it was declined. I'm so glad it was declined because, I'm one step ahead of those motherfuckers. So they try to get my information. It was from an ATM machine, but there was a homeless guy there, acting like he was playing the lotto, talking about, oh yeah, like I told him I'm on live, I can't talk as long. And I said some of my car's down, da-da-da. I said, oh, yeah, I'm homeless, too, da-da-da. And he was like, yeah, it's all electrical. Everybody keeps saying it's electrical because they're all involved. I'm trying to tell you. This guy looked like he's from North Highlands because, North Highlands, Roseville, they all migrate. You know what I'm saying? They all do dirty deeds. I'm trying to tell you. I can't say too much what I know, but I know. So anyway, he was by the ATM machine when I was getting my money 2 weeks ago, if not. And then yesterday, I'm like, what the heck? $200, but good thing there was no funds in there because it was declined. And I called the corporate people at the ATM machine. Of course, they recommended me to change my card, which I did. And then they called 7-Eleven, and the girl was like, well, let me go check the survey. I'm like, bitch, you're the one who's doing it anyway. I didn't say that, though, but to myself. Like, the machine is, like, kind of tucked in the corner, so you can't really see anything over there. So thank goodness. So whoever's trying to do it is 7-Eleven or whatever it was, FCTI, ATM machine, whatever it is, get another sucker, because, I was way ahead of him. I already knew kind of what to do. So for those who have Cash App, make sure you lock your card and then put a password. You go into your settings, whatever it is, privacy settings in your Cash App, and put in the password. And lock your card, each use and log out. If you don't log out, lock your card, because they can access your card. You send somebody money, or vice versa, or you receive money, or they request for money. They got your information, and all they can do, I don't know how they do it, but of course when they hack your phone, they got all your information. So make sure you lock it, put a password. I prefer facial recognition, because they can't get into it, and then log out. I know it's tedious, but it will save you a headache if you need your money and you have to pay a bill and you promise to pay, and then there's no money in there, and you have to go through the whole gamut of, authorizing this, giving your statements, contacting the police department. It's a bunch of headache. These criminals, they don't give a fuck, and that has to do with, in my opinion, in California, I forgot the Senate bill, or was it the Assembly bill? One of the two, where the voters voted all heinous crimes, like criminal crimes, whatever it is down to a misdemeanor. So anything under $900, I believe, I don't know, don't quote me on it, they don't go after you. They don't put you in jail like they used to many years ago. So all these crimes and identity theft and destruction of property, even if there is surveillance, oftentimes these properties don't want to report it because it makes their insurance go up. They're a high-risk community. Supposed to be safeguarded, gated. And how can people get into these gates? You know what I'm saying? It's because the property management is involved. They're all involved. The sheriffs, the off-duty sheriff department, our deputies are all involved. I've seen from my own eyes. Even I got over here or got to where I'm at, they even changed the key thing. It was a sheriff. I'm like, what? Before it was the fire department. I said, oh, okay. But I'll be leaving pretty soon anyway, because I gotta get my shit. I have a place, or I don't have a place, but it was promising. But I don't want to go somewhere that's sight unseen. You know what I mean? Because from being in North Highlands, it really traumatized me. I honestly regret. I every night, every day, I think about it, because people classify me as the same type of people in that community, in which I'm not. I'm thinking cul-de-sac, it's quiet. You know what I'm saying? I'm on my business, trying to start my business so I can, make some generational wealth, you know what I'm saying? And at my age too, it makes no sense. There's money to be made. But then they sort of classify me and manipulating my records and taking my documents out of my apartments and say all kind of bullshit. One guy said, yeah, I got copies of your medical records. Yeah, I seen it from my own eyes. That means that you were in my apartment, got my shit, made copies, and put it back, because all of a sudden it was in view in my apartment. So my private information, that's why they're going down to go to prison. And I make sure of it. And I'm on the dark web. So, it's very unfortunate that these people spread rumors and, violated my privacy and my civil rights and all whatever rights